What's up, guys? I've got a couple of requests for this video, and basically in this video I'm going to be doing a rundown of my iDevice collection, or all of the Apple products that I've ever owned so far in my YouTube career. As you can see, there's a bunch here, and I did have a couple of requests for this video, and I'm actually pretty excited to do this. So yeah, let's get to it. Basically, we're going to start down there on the left and work our way up here to the right. But anyways, first off, as you can see, we have this guy, the small but mighty little white iPod Nano. This is the iPod Nano first gen, 2 GB, and this was my first iPod and Apple product, for that matter, actually, that I ever owned. This baby could hold up to 500 songs, I believe. I did actually end up modding this, and so I could watch movies on it, etc. But I believe this was only music and photos. But great little device here. Pretty much one of my favorites. I actually held on to it until now because I do still use it from time to time, even though it was the first iPod I ever owned, because I really do enjoy it, and it is a great device. Next up, we got the monster 30 GB iPod first generation video. This is when Apple actually introduced video on the iPod, and again, this was 30 GB, which was still pretty big today, but it was huge back then. Pretty much this could hold, I believe, like 15 hours of video, 30,000 songs. Basically, it could do anything you wanted it to do. I did mod it the same way that I modded that one, and I did eventually use this for videos, etc. The big screen real estate up here was great, and I do remember this thing. I actually still do use this in my car for music because it's a little bit more durable than the iPod Nano, and it can hold more, so I do use this in my car still. Next up is more modern. As you can see, I still have the box here. It is the iPod Touch first gen. If you guys remember that picture from all the commercials, and this, you can see it's the iPod Touch first gen, 8 GB. This was a great device. First time Apple introduced a touchscreen device ever. And me and this boy have been through some rough times. I did eventually get this. I got this right when it came out, actually. And it is, as you can see, they haven't changed it too much. In comparison to the iPod video, it is slightly thinner, but they actually did not change it that much. It still has the same OS, same everything, but this is when it did not have the App Store, etc. It just had internet browsing, and basically what you know the iPod Touch to be without the App Store. I did jailbreak this. This was my first jailbreak experience. This was a great great device when it was jailbroken, and I did love it. Eventually, however, I dropped this in water. Did get some water damage, but for those of you wondering, Apple products are actually very, very durable, and this survived. I put it in some white rice, and it lived. So yeah, it still works. However, the Wi-Fi I don't think works, but I remember that device being a great first touchscreen device. Next, moving on, we got the second gen iPod Touch 8 GB. This was an upgrade mainly for the speed, and this was the first device that they actually introduced the App Store on. I did not get this until later when I started doing tech reviewing, and I think this is actually my sister's, but this device, great device. They changed the design, they made it thinner here, more curved, just like the 3G, but it pretty much was the same thing with the App Store. Utilized it, and it did have a speaker for the first time. So that device, great device. And this is the box. I don't think this is the exact box for the 8 GB, but this box was the same for this device and this next device that I'm going to go through. But pretty much, yeah, that's the box. Great device, 8 GB, second gen iPod Touch. The next device I have is actually my iPod Touch that I currently still use. This is the 32 GB 3G, which is the equivalent of speed to the 3GS. In this specific model, they actually doubled the speed of the second gen, if you remember, and it basically just was a way better device. As you can see, I have this one actually turned on, even though it has low battery, and yeah, it was just way faster. This is a device I'd still do some of my jailbreak videos on. But 32 GB was way more space, even more than the iPod video, and it did do everything the iPod Touch could do, and it was twice as fast. So this one is actually still quite new. It's the third gen iPod Touch, so if you still have that one, hold on to it. But I do have an iPod Touch 4G coming my way in the mail. Should be coming in the next few weeks. But that was a great device. The iPod Touch 4G, again, is better, but if you still have that, it's still usable, still a great device. Next, something I recently just purchased, as you guys might have known, and as you can see the box back there, is the iPad 1st Gen. As you can see, it is, well, let me move the accelerometer here. This was the first tablet that Apple ever introduced, running the same iOS device or operating system that all the other devices have run. Pretty much the reason why I bought this was because I wanted the first tablet, and I am a tech reviewer. However, if you guys did have an iPod Touch, I do not recommend getting this 1st Gen iPad, excuse me, because it basically does the same exact things as the iPod Touch 3G and 4G, etc. But this extra screen real estate was great on this, and I remember having the ability to type a lot easier. And it's just a great device. I use this when I'm not using my laptop or my iPod for portability, and it is a great device. But I remember the screen real estate being awesome on this. The design is pretty much the same as the 3GS, and I'm sure you guys know what this is by now if you've been following my videos. But yep, 1st Gen iPad, and I did purchase it recently. And yeah, that's my iPad. And next up, as you can see, MacBook. This is the same actually design and same specs as the current MacBook Pro. However, I purchased it when it was actually a MacBook still. So it is a MacBook still. But the design is great. It is the same design as the MacBook Pro currently. This is my laptop that I use every day to upload videos, edit them on. And yeah, that's pretty much my Mac. That's my favorite computer. I did replace a compact Windows XP device with this, and I highly recommend making the switch to Mac if you guys haven't already. But there's the box, and yeah, it's pretty much, I'll just turn it around here so you guys can see. As you can see, it just shows some software there. It just has the Apple logo, little design, and over here it says MacBook 13-inch LED backlit widescreen notebook. So yeah, that's my MacBook right there. MacBook. It currently is a MacBook Pro, but it is a great device. And there's the charger back there. And finally, lastly, I have an iHome. This was my trusty iHome that I used with all of those iPods and my iPad maybe when I wanted to play music out loud. However, this same deal with my iPod Touch 1G over there had some water damage and now actually no longer works. The iPod survived over there, but this did not survive. This was my very favorite iHome, but now I actually purchased a new iHome. It's not actually an iHome, but it is a speaker. I don't know where it is right now. But yeah, that's my Apple collection. I do, as I said before, have an iPod Touch 4G coming along the way, and I actually am not purchasing the iPad 2. I may actually get the iPad 3 when it comes out, but for now I'm just sticking with my trusty iPad 1. But yeah, that's most of these products I got because I'm a tech reviewer. Others I just got for the enjoyment of it. But that's my Apple collection. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you want more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and rate thumbs up. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitter, visit my website, and like me on Facebook in the description. And I will catch you in the future with more Apple videos. Peace.